You're listening to RealAgriculture.com. Get real, get connected.
Thanks for joining us here on Real Agriculture. I'm Debra Murphy, and last month I had the opportunity to moderate a panel as part of a crisis communications workshop put on by Alberta Farm Animal Care, or AFAC. As I was leaving, I started to wonder how many people actually know what AFAC is all about. So joining me today to help define the role of the organization is Kristen McDonald, Marketing and Membership Manager for AFAC. Hello, Kristen.
Hi, Debra.
Okay, let's start with the very basic question. What is Alberta Farm Animal Care?
So we are a multi-species livestock welfare organization, and we work closely with industry to advance responsible animal care.
Okay, how does it fit in with the National Farm Animal Care Council?
So we strongly support the work that AFAC, or the National Farm Animal Care Council, does, and we maintain a membership with them. We also help to get information on the codes of practice that AFAC creates out to producers. We have a few projects underway that use the codes to train producers and other industry staff on humane handling and animal care.
Okay, so give us just a bit of a background on what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So personally, I am in charge of marketing and membership. So I have an opportunity to go and, kind of speak to people about livestock welfare and the importance of it, as well as kind of go out there and meet new people and do whatever we can with Alberta Farm Animal Care to kind of advance livestock welfare within the province. And as a whole, Alberta Farm Animal Care every day to day, is just really working with industry and once again trying to really improve animal welfare within the province and hopefully to create new connections to make that as beneficial as possible.
And you have a relatively small team?
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 2 full-time staff, and we have a couple of part-time staff being students and our financial officer as well. So it is quite small, but we work really well together, and it's a great environment.
Okay. So I want to ask you about membership and that sort of thing. But first, I want to talk about, there are a lot of acronyms in our industry, and many might argue that the work of AFAC is already covered by producer groups or animal welfare agencies. So how do you set apart the work that you do from those different organizations?
That's a fantastic question. So we are pretty lucky because we were created in 1993 by the livestock industry in order to be there for the livestock industry. So they saw a need to have a group that could collectively represent livestock welfare. So a lot of the commodity groups that we work with have fantastic animal welfare programs, but we are fortunate in the sense that all we focus on is welfare. So we are able to act as sort of a third party.
Okay, and so how would you say that you differ from the SPCA?
So that's a common question we get, actually. And I would say the main part is we have an alert line. And so the alert line is a Producers Helping Producers call line. And so if anybody sees any livestock care concerns, they can call this call line. And what differs from the SPCA in that sense is that we deal with a lot of the proactive measures that come along with that call line. So we really try to get to situations before they become an issue and really provide that education that maybe the producer needs. And what differs, so the thing with that's nice is that we do work closely with the SPCA on that. And if we get to a situation that we can't handle or that is too far advanced, we would transfer that over to the SPCA. So the nice thing about the SPCA and us is that we do support a lot of the same principles and practices, and we just kind of work together to make that as good as it can be and to kind of make sure that welfare within the industry is looking good.
Okay. So if I stumble on a circumstance that I think could be an animal welfare concern, or I have one of my own, maybe on my own farm, is it okay if I just call you guys and maybe I'm not saying come out right now, but I need some advice?
Yeah, absolutely. We would love you to call the alert line if you ever have a situation like that. So really, the nice thing about our alert line is it is pretty broad in the sense of what people can call about. We do have a couple of different calls that we often receive. The first call, it would be your typical livestock care concern. So perhaps someone sees some skinny cattle or something along those lines. lines. And then the other one would be, we really encourage producers to call. So if a producer has a question about whether or not they can ship an animal, what to do in a situation that has occurred on their farm that has to do with livestock welfare, we strongly encourage them to call. And then we also do have a portion of consumers that call our alert line, and we really love that as well because it really allows us to provide some education about the industry as well.
For sure. So what's that number, just so we have it on hand?
Yeah, so the alert line number is 1-800-506-2273.
Awesome. Okay, so now I want to talk about membership, because you mentioned that you're a member of the National Farm Animal Care Council, but you guys have your own members as well. So who can join in? What benefits will they see?
So anybody can be a member. That's one of our favorite parts. We're currently in the process of restructuring our board and our governance, and the goal is to make it more inclusive. So as of right now, we have producers, commodity organizations, retail, and other people as members. And we really would love to get more in there as well. So the benefit that one receives from being a member differs based on the level of support that's chosen. But all in all, the best part of having a membership is the fact that you are supporting the advancement of livestock welfare within Alberta. So some of the other benefits of being a member include discounts on workshops and materials that we have. And so if anybody has any questions about that, they can definitely contact us and we can give them more information.
So you guys host quite a plethora of different workshops, and also the Livestock Care Conference. And that'll be coming up again in 2016. Tell us what that's about and who should consider going to it.
Once again, I just think everybody should consider going to it. I think it is. I think this conference provides an opportunity for researchers, industry, students, government, and the public to address challenges and trends in animal care. And the conference is an excellent opportunity as well to kind of showcase your company and organization. So we do also have a student section, which really makes our conference different from a lot of the other conferences. And it really brings a unique perspective to the event as well. So we spend time in the fall and the early winter speaking to all of the post-secondaries that have an agriculture program about the importance of welfare. And then the students then have an opportunity to submit an essay, and they may be selected and sponsored to attend the conference. So it is a little different than the normal conference that you may attend, but having that young perspective there really makes it interesting and quite engaging.
And last year, we actually got to go outside of the boardroom for a bit and see some cattle handling. Will that be happening again in 2016?
Yeah, so since we are a multi-species organization, we like to kind of make sure we are being inclusive of all different livestock. So last year we did have a cattle handling workshop, as you mentioned, and this year we're going to be having a sheep handling workshop, and that'll be done by Kurt Pate as well, who was there last year.
Perfect. Any other big speakers coming up?
Yeah, we have a lot of really great speakers this year. Our theme this year is Going Global, and so we really wanted to address different welfare challenges and advancements all throughout the world. So we have a couple of speakers that are going to be talking about kind of their experiences around the world and working with welfare, and I think that'll be really interesting. And we also have Brenda Shep coming in. She's our big keynote speaker, and I think her talk is going to be really inspirational and moving for the crowd.
Right on. So when is the event and where is it? And should we be registering already if we're interested?
Yeah, please. Yeah, the event is March 22nd and 23rd of 2016, and our registration is already open. So that's definitely a possibility to start registering. And it'll be taking place in Olds this year, which I think will be really good for producers and other industry professionals to attend because they don't have to come into the city.
Kristen McDonald, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thanks, Debra.